two issues I want to raise. One is on the refugee issue. And aren't we playing right into ISIS's hands by saying, you know, keep the refugees out, we don't trust them, when in fact, I think this is interesting, as you look at what actually happened in Paris, there is not really any evidence that any of the people who perpetrated those attacks were refugees. In fact, it's fascinating, they found this passport, which, by the way, there is a duplicate of that passport that was forged by somebody else someplace else. So it appears not even to be a legitimate passport. And also, you know, find it interesting that, you know, a suicide bomber would think to take his passport with him on the mission. It seems like a rather odd choice. And it seems likely that ISIS, which has been trying to drum up, you know, opposition to these refugees, could easily have planted it, and certainly it is to their benefit if we are seen as hostile to refugees. I know you've written about this, Ambassador Crocker. I have one other line of questioning, so if you just sort of quickly hit on that and how it affects this overall fight if we appear unwilling to accept Syrian refugees.
Thank you, Congressman. Yeah, as I have stated on a number of occasions going back some time, I think it is important for the United States to be able to demonstrate to Sunni Muslims that this is not a confrontation between the West, led by us, and Sunni Islam. It is a confrontation between all of the civilized world, including the vast majority of Sunni Arabs, and a hateful terrorist group that has terrorized and killed far more Sunni Arabs than it has any other group. I think it's important to stake that out to kind of defeat the persistent Islamic State narrative that this is the West, the Crusaders, against the true faith. We need to take that away from them. This is an important way to do it. Now, nothing is more important than the security of our country.
Absolutely.
So this has to be done in a way that gives us confidence that anyone trying to get to this country for malign purposes can be screened out. There are no absolute guarantees.
No, and there's no absolute guarantees. Forget refugees. I mean, people come to this country for any reason, for that matter. We screen them, or domestic. I mean, as I pointed out, in Paris, it was Belgian and French citizens born there who were radicalized and moved in this direction. So we have to be very, very diligent to protect our country, not just from refugees, but from, you know, gosh, our own citizens or anybody who's here for any reason, to make sure that they're not being radicalized. That happens with regrettable frequency, and our jails are full of homegrown radicals that, unfortunately, we were able to catch in most instances.